Hope you're doing well. This is part 3 in our series on the Blitz Alpha, Blitz.js.com. Previously, we tried to bootstrap and ran into some errors. Those errors were apparently fixed in Alpha version 57. So we are going to try to re-bootstrap, that is, start from scratch, the application using Alpha 59, which is the latest, which was just released today. So this is cutting edge stuff. Open up VS Code to start. Here is a different project. We are working on the project called Kahneman, reference to Daniel Kahneman there. So I navigate in my workspace, CD, double dot to go up a level, / Kahneman to go back down. So this is a sibling folder, the Kahneman folder. And we want to wipe this folder out, basically. So I will actually go, let's see. I think I can just delete everything. I'm going to do this in the File Explorer window instead of doing this on the command line because I don't want to enter the wrong command. I think we want to keep the README though. No, even the README is just the generated one. Okay, cool. So let's nuke it all. Delete all the things. Already got a follow. Thank you so much. Whoa, 147 people. Hey, smash the like button. It's weird to have 150 people and no likes. Okay, so Kahneman's now an empty folder. I'm going to ls, nothing's there, ls-a so I can see the dot folders. I can see git is still there. And this is important. I want to make sure git is still here so that when I push, I can update GitHub and update the git history. And I can still roll back to the previous version. So if we tap on the source control, we can see that VS Code notices all these red files. They're all deleted. Red D for deleted. And there are 71. You see the blue icon with the number 71. So there's 71 active changes. So they're all being tracked. And I'm not going to stage any of them yet. What I'm going to do for now is update the Blitz command line. By the way, before I do this, if you are on TikTok, oh, Matt Guevara is on LinkedIn. What's up, Matt? Great to see you here. If you're on TikTok, you can see my whole screen if you go over to YouTube or Twitch. Same username, John Vanderveer, hit up YouTube or Twitch. Cool, so Blitz is globally installed. Let's double check that by checking the version. And here it is. So this is the 56 alpha. We want to remove this and update to the latest. So npm-g list. I'm not sure if that's going to work. Let's see. Yeah. So we do not have it under npm. Let's check yarn global list. So Blitz is stored under yarn, not under npm. And it looks, yeah. So let's uninstall it. So yarn global remove Blitz. What are we building? This is going to be an economic health app, similar to basically an investment decision-making application. Okay, so we uninstalled Blitz, check the version to make sure that it's not there, no such file or directory. Great, yarn global add, we're going to now reinstall with the new version, and we need to go specify v200 alpha 59. Hey, I'm streaming. What's up?
Can you help me?
Okay. All right, bye. All right, y'all. That is going to be it for today's stream. I guess someone went shopping, so I have to go help. Let me quickly add this. Do I include the V? No, it's blitz at. blitz at. You know what I might do? I might try and install this because it takes about 2 to 3 or 2 to 5 minutes to install anyway. So I might just have the install running and see if I can bring in groceries and then hop back on. Okay, so Blitz is installed. Let's check the version. 59 succeeded. Duties call. Hope all is well. Yeah. Eagle fight never dies. Let's go, bro. So Matt Guevara played football with me back in the day. Okay, so here is Blitz. I'm going to Blitz new Kahneman. Blitz new, make sure I spelled Kahneman correctly. We want to pick TypeScript. We will do the full template. We want to install via Yarn if possible.
Just realized you said you were streaming.
Okay, thanks, because I was like about to end it. She said, I just realized you were streaming. It's TypeScript, yeah, absolutely. React hook form has way more downloads, so we're gonna go for that one. Cool, hang tight it says. Yeah, so this process can occur in under a minute, but particularly on Windows, it often takes 2 or 3 minutes. We'll do a quick pineapple sparkling water check. And I stream a few times a week, y'all. So like, subscribe, etc. Teach people to code on my TikTok. So if you're trying to code, hit me up. All right, so we can see now we have over 100 file changes. I think, and I'm going to relocate them. So they are all being created inside of a folder called Kahneman. Let me open this up on the Windows Explorer and show you. So here you see these are my GitHub projects. We're looking at one called Kahneman. So you see it's a folder called Kahneman inside of a folder called Kahneman. That's currently on purpose, but we don't want it to stay that way. So when I go in here and I get all of this stuff that's currently still being created, we're creating new files currently. I'm going to copy all these files and literally just move them up one folder. Then what we ought to see is over 50% of these 100 file differences should be consolidated. So I don't know if it's going to go from like 112 to like 50, cut in half, or if it's going to go from 112 to like 5, like no changes in most of the files. We'll see. Okay, cool. So we have the instruction on the screen how to start the application. I'm not actually ready to do that yet, but I am ready to move those files now. So let's grab all this stuff. I'm going to do Control X for cut, Control V over here. Okay, and then the Kahneman folder is now empty, and we will delete that folder. Okay, so we see the file changes were about cut in half. This is actually amazing. So what this means is these 50 files, let me refresh this. This could just be VS Code is tripping out. So what this should mean is that these 50 files have changes in them, but I'm comparing this file, for example, on the left and the right. I don't know about you, but I don't see a file diff there. So it could just be the line endings. Could just be the line endings, which is not a big deal. Basically on Windows, when you hit enter, the ASCII characters, what the code sees is different compared to Mac and Linux, and they develop Blitz not using Windows machines. So basically a bunch of them could be irrelevant differences, basically. Yeah. Okay, so we'll commit them, but I think they're basically irrelevant differences. And you can see even when I staged the changes, almost all of them collapsed. So there's really only 10 files with real differences, and this is actually what I expect. So Git was able to determine, oh, those are just line ending changes. Let me ignore them. Basically, is what happened. I'm not super sure why there's not a license anymore. That's kind of weird, right? Let's go double check. Is it that my previous code never had the license, or is it possibly that the new code doesn't have a license? Oh, you know what it is? Blitz does not provide the license. The license I created from GitHub side. Okay, so I deleted all my files, and Blitz just never created one. So that's why that is gone. So let me unstage that change. That's why it's important to look through these, right? And then same for the launch configuration. Yeah, so Blitz did not create a launch configuration. Arguably it should, right? That's kind of a thing that would be nice to be provided out of the box. Let me actually create an issue for that on the Blitz repository. So we're going to create an issue. This is going to be a new feature request, a feature request. This is not a bug. So does Blitz come with a VS Code subfolder? It already does, right? You see this VS Code subfolder. Ship VS Code debug launch JSON. Blitz already ships with some VS Code specific files. The docs explain how to create an appropriate launch.json to debug using VS Code. Why not simply ship a pre-created, a pre-built launch config file? How about we do this? Include launch.json either at the top level or within the .ps code folder. Anything additional? Let's go ahead and include the existing debug doc. So we'll search here, debug. Existing debug doc. Cool. Ever try coding in C# for the back end? Yeah, but I'm not a fan of C#. Sorry to hope that doesn't bust your bubbles. Gotta love Windows. Yes, indeed. I mean, it's a gaming computer. It's good for gaming. And so, and I just code on here too. It's not really the best for coding, is it? Raita, thanks for the follow. Hey, quick reminder, if you're on TikTok, you can see the full screen if you go over to Twitch or YouTube. Cool, cool. So yeah, that's all I wanted to do. Quickly log the issue on Blitz. And yeah, I think we're good there. Now, let's go see if our application works, right? So Well, let's quickly undo these changes that I don't want. So we're going to restore the license. We're going to restore my launch config. And then these are the desired changes. Ah, and see, there was part of the README that I wanted to preserve. So we're going to undo the README change as well. So the migration is good. The layout TSX looks good to me. Yarn lock TS config, anything in the config looks good to me. Great. Oh, and now we have Prisma 4.0. We're shipping with Prisma 4 as opposed to Prisma 3.9, which is actually a major improvement. Hey, Young Savage, what up? Let me know if you want to co-host. Good to see you here. All right, cool. So I'm going to quickly commit this, and then we're going to try and build it. So this is going to be technically a chore, even though it's like kind of a massive chore, and that is bump blitz version. Bump blitz version. So we'll commit that. Come over here. I'm not going to click the sync button. I'm going to get push. And now let's make sure the yarn log file is in this folder, and we just yarn, which is basically installing those packages. Already up to date, it said. Awesome. So when we did the Blitz new, it went ahead and installed the node modules. Love that. So now we are going to Blitz dev, which should launch a development server. Here we go, localhost 3000. You're running outdated Blitz packages, it says. Ooh. That's hilarious. It says you're running outdated Blitz packages, but it doesn't, it doesn't say like which one is outdated or anything. Okay, so we'll create a new issue. Hopefully this is not blocking us. Hey, thanks for the follows. You finished CS. No, I do not have a CS degree, and you don't need a CS degree to code. I do have a PhD in economics, so there's that, but you don't need that either. Okay, so bug report, I'm going to report it as a bug. At Blitz dev time. So misleading out of date notice. This is a misleading out of date notice at Blitz dev time. We're trying out the Blitz alpha. So Blitz.js is a React framework on top of Next, if you know what that is. And they came up with an alpha version that is a complete framework change for Blitz. We tried it out previously. It did not work on Windows previously. We reported a bug, and they solved that bug. And so far, so good. We launched to localhost 3000. We're going to get the grand reveal here. After I file this issue, we're going to get the grand reveal. Is my runtime working now? So fresh install with Blitz alpha 0.5. No, it's not. What am I talking about? Need to Blitz alpha 2.59. Okay, so fresh install with Blitz alpha 2 alpha 59. That's redundant. Blitz 2 alpha 59. Install went fine. But when I Blitz dev, I get a misleading log. And then we can preview that, and that's an image, right? So I actually used the snipping tool, got the image. Thank you so much for the follows. Let's shout them out real quick. We got Connor Banville. We got Quartus. It's Me Symbol. Anyone can code. I mostly tend to agree with you, Amron. I think probably, realistically, probably 90% of people can code, and probably 80% of people can code professionally. Let's also make sure to get the version. But I do think way, way, way more people can code than actually they believe. People are psyching themselves out is like the big problem. So we need to do Blitz version, and now it's going to dump all this. One thing that concerns me here, it still says that npm is the package manager, even though I'm using yarn. So I'll include that under the other notes. So here's the Blitz B. Please include any other applicable logs or screenshots. Here I want to say only other thing I would note is that I am using yarn for devs, although Blitz V thinks it's npm. Do you need to be good at math? No, you don't. No, you don't. TypeScript or JavaScript? This project is in TypeScript. Thank you for the question. Do you really need to be good at math? No, you do not. No, you do not. You do not need to be good at math. This is what I always wanted to do, but I am in a totally different career now. You can switch. It's not a big deal. I mean, you can also just code on the side. Nothing wrong with that. Recreational coding, contribute to open source. What I'm doing right now is not like for my job. This is kind of like recreational, right? Okay, so we filed that issue. And we're about to get the grand reveal. So I had to kill the server so that I could get the version information. So we're going to blitz dev again, fresh blitz dev. Over 1,000 likes. Thank y'all so much. Hey, reminder for everyone on TikTok. Take my TikTok username, search it on YouTube or Twitch. You'll be able to see the full screen. And be sure to like and follow. I'm always teaching people to code. Fiji, that's cool. I'm a 4th-year software engineering student in Fiji. Hey, glad you are here. Glad you are here. I'm totally not familiar with the job market in Fiji, so let me know your thoughts. Is this Python? No, we are writing TSX. You see at the top there, it says index.tsx. That is a TypeScript file. It is JSX with TypeScript. So what is JSX? JSX looks like HTML. You see we have a div element here. So it looks like HTML, but it's actually pure JavaScript. So it's a HTML-like JavaScript syntax. Now you might say, hey John, you just said TypeScript. What gives, JavaScript or TypeScript? Well, JSX is with JavaScript. TSX is the same thing with TypeScript. Zayn, thank you for the follow. Okay, so the server's back up. So here's the grand reveal. Drum roll, please. Will it work? Don't worry about that. That's a leftover screenshot. We need to refresh. Da 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 da. Looks stable to me. Get current user. We can see succeeds. Get current user is the particular HTTP method request that was failing previously, and now it's working. Can I switch JS to TS? I'm still learning. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You don't need to, so don't block yourself. Don't give yourself more work than is needed, but you can absolutely try it out. TypeScript is incrementally adoptable, so you can implement a TypeScript configuration file, a tsconfig, on your JavaScript project, and you can update as little as 0 functions or even just 1 function. And as long as you have that tsconfig, you can run TypeScript on your app. So you don't need to do like a massive rewrite of your whole application. You totally don't need to do that. Awesome, so this initialization worked. Let's try to sign up and log in. So sign up, this is all gonna be, I guess I'll use a real email even though it doesn't really matter. John@ladderly.io. Feel free to email me there. And I'll do a foo bar. Foo bar 1, 2, 3. Create account. Bam. Must contain at least 10 characters. Look at that validation. Out of the box for free. That's why we love Blitz. So Blitz is giving us an authentication system with validation. All of this for free out of the box. So now I'm logged in. I'm clicking Get Current User. If you were really paying attention earlier, you would have seen that Get Current User was a 200 response. It was successful, but there was no user data in the response payload. I didn't really talk about that. I just kind of clicked it and looked, and if you were really paying attention, you might have seen that. Now we can see that is a user payload. Drawn it laterally. But you got to set all that shit up with Webpack or whatever you're using. No, you get it for free with Blitz. That's why Blitz is awesome. You don't have to set up your Webpack configuration. Tested for cross-site scripting, just joined. Yes. Blitz out of the box has injection protection. So if somebody tries to like sign up and like, let's do it. Here, let's do it right now. You already saw the validation. So, but let's say I do this and then I say semicolon, drop all from, or like what's a good drop all tables command? So we know that I'm using SQLite. So SQLite drop all tables. So it's coming out of the box with SQLite. So let's look up the drop all. There's no drop all tables. You can use the following set of commands. Let's even give the hacker an advantage. So I know that I have a user table. So let's suppose the hacker knows in advance that I have a user table. That'll be under migrations, I think, or schema. So I need a Prisma file for this. DB. Schema.prisma. Yeah, so you can see here's user, and that is compiled into this migration. Here's the migration.sql create table user. Okay, so drop all from user. So instead of drop all tables, SQLite drop all from table. Delete from table where search condition. Okay. So we're going to try to SQL inject. Email to pass the validation. It says invalid. We'll try and fix that in a second. Delete from user where true. Delete from user where true. So this, if it's successful, will delete every record in the table. But you're going to see it's not going to be successful. Yeah, invalid email. Let's try to flip it. Can we flip it like this? Still invalid. Okay, let's even go into the system and break my validation function if we can. I'm not sure if we can. So we already showed that out of the box, the validation prevents this from happening, right? But we'll try to create a vulnerability just to show that the query itself, so the UI form submits and the query itself on the server side is double validated. Let's try and confirm that. That's SQL. Try HTML tag. Say, no, that's truncate user cascade. I don't think that works in SQLite, but we'll definitely try it. So keep in mind, the problem here was not that the SQL query failed. The problem here is that the UI validation prevented that from being registered as an email address. So we're going to try to bypass the UI validation. So here's get current users. That's not what we want. App, auth, components. Here's the sign up form. Okay, so we're going to go into the sign up form and initial values. Let's see. Try sign up mutation. All right, so here's the mutation. This is the query that's actually run on the server side. It's called a mutation. All right, so we have the Blitz context session create. So it's trying to create a session. It's trying to create the user first of all, and then trying to create the session. So we can even go right to here. And just add the email in here. So here is the email or test. Yeah, so it either takes the input email or it creates a test email. I thought it was all through JS. Now I see it is TS and SQLite. What I said is Morse to see if you can JSI. C# refactoring. No, we're not doing any C# refactoring right now. Cool. So what we want to try right now is literally I'm going to bypass all of this and just directly inject a malicious query as my email address. Okay, so let's pretend I broke this validation, and we'll try what the user suggested as well. So we'll try two, okay? First of all, we're going to try this. And we'll give it 3 tries. 1, 2, 3. So there's going to be 3 trials. You can see it's stripping my semicolons. It's doing that with a default prettier. I don't think that I'm crazy about that, so I'm going to modify that. Prettier, prettier. So I'm going to rip my prettier RC from a different project and just copy it over here. New file, .prettier RC. And now I should get some semicolons. Let's see. No, it's still removing it. All right, I'll figure that out later. That's fine. Okay, so we just put the email, the malicious query right here, right? The other one we're going to do is flip the order. And then the third one we're going to do is the truncate statement. Let me see. Truncate user cascade. And I guess we should try that both ways, shouldn't we? So truncate user. Truncate user cascade. Okay, and so we'll try it both ways before and after the email address. Cool, let's get cracking. New here, looks like good vibes you're having. Thank you so much. Please do follow. Oh, it looks like you did follow. Thank you so much, Marlon. Thanks for being here. Hey, Hexbytes, I didn't quite catch what you were saying. Are you using framework for the backend or is it native backend? This is a framework. This framework is called Blitz. How long have you been coding? About 9 years. But y'all can pick this stuff up quick. You don't need to be coding 9 years to be doing this. Like, this only came out today. So starting coding 9 years ago wouldn't help you learn Blitz Alpha 2.59. So that's your advantage. That's one of the beautiful things about learning to code is you can just dive in and be on the cutting edge right now, right? The advantage to people who have been coding for years and years and years, it's quite small. It's not that it's not zero, but it's quite small. Okay, so we updated this code, and now the way this works is I can submit anything in the form. It will pass the UI validation, and then the email that's actually sent to the database or rather at least to the Prisma to the Prisma creation query, that's going to get overridden. Whatever I put in the UI form is going to get overridden by this variable. So we're basically trying to hack ourselves, and we're going to see if it works. I'm going to refresh the page. Is there a reason why you are using Blitz.js? Yeah, just because it takes care of a lot of the boilerplate for you. So visit blitz.js.com and it will, you'll see a bunch of the benefits. It comes with authentication out of the box. You can create a full CRUD flow for a new entity and also define a new entity using the command line in a matter of seconds, literally seconds, to create a dozen UI pages and their associated migrations and changes. It's really ridiculous the amount of work that code is generated for you using Blitz. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go john.latterly.io. foobar 123 triple exclamation. Now you should recall I already created this user, but the database should not tell me, it should not tell me the user already exists because this email will be overridden on the server side before the Prisma query is made. Oh, so it logged me in. So let's see, what is my username if it logs me in? Get current user. It thinks this whole thing is my email. Okay, so it didn't wipe the database. It preserved the, so we bypassed the validation, right? So we're using an invalid email address. Do y'all see this? Get current user is telling me this is my email address. Delete, and here it is logged on the console. Okay, so we bypassed the validation. So we sent Prisma, Prisma is the ORM, the database layer. We sent Prisma a command that should wipe out a table. But it just preserved the whole thing. It sanitized it basically into a like a harmless string. And now that's just my email. Do you have a CS degree or are you self-taught? I'm self-taught. I have a degree in economics, but you do not need a degree to code. In the United States and in the UK, about 25% of developers have no degree at all. Another 25% have an unrelated degree, say maybe a political science degree, a business degree, a liberal arts degree, Spanish. And then about half of professional programmers actually have a traditional degree, like computer science. Ooh, no, I don't speak that one. I'm not sure. Is that Portuguese? I'm not sure quite what you're saying there. You building auth for what type of app? You're just making some backend to learn the framework. So I'm not building auth. It came for free with auth. Yes, I am trying to learn this framework. It is Portuguese. Yeah, I can kind of tell. Puedo hablar poquito de español. So I can kind of tell that that's Portuguese, but I can't actually tell what you're saying. It looks like crazy Spanish to me. Okay, so now that we're logged in as this goofy user, I'm going to log out because I don't want to do that. So we signed up as two different people. Now I'm going to log back in. Let's remember I did latterly.io. And then sign in works. So bootstrapping the application works, creating new users works. We're protected, right, against a SQL injection. We have the new version of Blitz, or the new version of Prisma, which seems to be working fine with SQLite. What time do you start the live coding sessions? Usually I go on, at Saturdays at, I think it is 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. But I also just do them randomly. 56 people watching on TikTok. If you view same username on YouTube or Twitch, you will be able to see the whole screen. Over 2,000 likes. Thank you all so much. So let's start doing a little bit of application programming here. We've basically proven that the framework is working fine. The authentication system is working very well. What I would like to do now is actually turn my attention to the business entities of this particular application. I guess we didn't try all of the variations, right? But I'm going to go ahead and skip that. I expect they'll do the same thing, which is they'll get sanitized. This, whatever, I don't care. And then my prettier RC, do we care about that? So it seems like there's some kind of prettier config already. Okay, so it is using the correct prettier. Oh, did it already come with a launch JSON? Hold on. No, that's the one that I put there, I think. Yeah, it's from last week. Okay. These are some other extensions. Prettier ignore. So my prettier RC is not being used, or it is being used, and let's see. If I'm not, so semi-true should force the semicolons. So somehow this is not being used. Or is my prettier configuration in my package JSON? Ah, see, yeah, that's why. Print width is, yeah, so I'm just going to delete this out of my package JSON. And now let's see. You see, now it's using my own prettier RC. Okay, so we'll commit that as a chore. Sign up TS, I'll ignore that for now. Package JSON, stage this. I'm going to roll back this next ENV thing, but if it happens again, then I'll keep it. I don't know what that is. And then, yeah. So this is chore, custom prettier. So not everyone needs to do this, right? Blitz comes out of the box with a prettier configuration for you. I just have my own personal preferences, so I'm doing a custom prettier. But you really don't need to do that. Are you recording this session? Yes, I am. So you will be able to, probably as soon as a couple hours, but definitely by tomorrow, you'll be able to see this on YouTube. So this is part 3. All right, great. So now let's, oh, it can't push refs. What's going on there? Git push. Failed to push some refs. Ah, yep, it's complaining about this. Object is possibly undefined. This is kind of funny because it's complaining on something that I didn't. Why is it using React Final Form? Let me double check this. I thought we picked React hook form. NPM trends. We picked whichever was bigger, right? Orange React hook form. Yeah. Okay, so I am going to labeled text field. I'm going to create one issue for unexpected labeled text field. Okay, so this is unexpected labeled text field .tsx. Labeled text field .tsx is in an unexpected form out of the box for two reasons. One, with TypeScript active enabled, it fails the Husky hook. So Husky hook is like a code quality step. So is it the commit or is it the pre-push? It's the pre-push. With TypeScript enabled, it fails the pre-push Husky hook by default due to due to issues shown in the paste all your error logs section. Okay, so that's one problem. The second problem is although I picked React hook form, okay, great. So there's two problems with this. Here we go, and then I will grab all of this. So ultimately, it's not a big deal. We can easily fix this. But I want them to be aware. This is the third issue that I'm filing, right? I want them to be aware of every issue that I'm running into. Thank you so much for the follow, Steve Henry and ImoXO. Mini Zinni, is this my own project or what? Yes, it is. So Blitz is a framework. Blitz is not my project, but I'm using Blitz to build my project. So it's a framework. I think that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions. Willie, thanks for the follow. Over 2,100 likes. Thank you all so much. Okay, so now that we have logged the issue, let's go ahead and do Blitz-B. They're going to want to know for sure that this is the alpha and that I'm using TypeScript. So let's update that. Okay. Cool. So now let's just fix this type ourselves. Error's name. This is the wrong project. That's FutureCaster. So, okay. Here's the Kahneman file, error's name, and we can see the red underline. So is possibly undefined. Now it really should not be undefined because we already checked array is array, error's name. So it's definitely going to be an array. But we'll go ahead and be explicit with TypeScript. For some reason, TypeScript can't figure that out. As array of what? Deep required field values. Oh, that's weird. So yeah, it's actually not declared as an array. We can still do this. Merge field errors. Merge field errors implementation. So let's check out this field error thing. Where's this field error thing? Okay, so these types are being passed implicitly. You need to first check error's name before you check if it's an array. We really don't. So I'll try that, but that's actually not necessary because the way these types are built. I know in normal JavaScript you would want to do that, but we don't need to do that because we have a type. We have a type that guarantees it. So we still have the error, right? Object is possibly any. I wonder if there's like a as not undefined. Oh, this is coming from React hook form. Okay. So I want to literally tell it that it's an array of these things. Field errors implementation. I should not need to do that. Because see, here, let me get rid of this. I'm expecting it's going to be the same type whether or not it's an array. So this is an any. Cool. So I see no reason to break my expectation there as this thing. I don't care about the deep required. Okay, so this is already imported, isn't it? So I don't know why it's saying conversion of type merge. Field errors impl field values. Let's try and do this. And then any doesn't work. Okay, so what this is telling us is that errors, the name index of errors should never be an array? So let me add that to the issue here. Oh, what is all this? While, so I'll say while trying to manually fix the type incompatibility, I receive. So I guess should never be an array. Try errors, name, and array. Okay, I thought I already did that. Well, let's do that again. Stop coding, you need some rest. I'm going to be done here in about 5 minutes. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's undo all that stuff because that did not help. And I think that one might be the one we want. Okay, so let's wait. Undo, undo, undo. Go back to the original. Oh no, everything's broken. So we're going to go do that. And here I'm going to just cast it to any. So if I cast it to any, we're good. Obviously, I hate casting to any. So this silences the linter, although it's not really desirable. Cool. JSX, why are we complaining about JSX? Amazing. It's actually pretty amazing that the thing is complaining about JSX. Let's Google this error. Style JSX TypeScript error. Yep, this is the same one. After migrating to monorepo, I don't know that that's. Hey, Black Cloak Programmer, what's up? You gotta love the banter. Thanks. This is TypeScript, not Java. Yeah, TypeScript and React. Thank you for the rose, Omar. Is it an Android app? No, this is a web application. All right, looks like we have a request for multi-guests. Let's bring them on. Hi there, can you hear me?
Yeah.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Doing well. So I think you're a university student, is that right?
Yeah.
In Fiji, huh?
Fiji, yeah.
Very cool, very cool. So what are you studying, CS or something else?
I'm actually doing software engineering.
Brilliant. And what is it, third or fourth year?
Actually, fourth year. just started this year.
Congratulations. You'll be done soon, my friend.
Yeah, most probably next semester.
Hmm. What time is it there anyway? Is it morning or evening?
It's evening, 1:17.
Oh, very late. 1:17. Awesome.
Yeah. It's PM.
Very cool. Very cool. And so you're only attending school. I guess you're not working at the same time, or do you?
Nah, not working at the moment.
Okay. That would be too much, wouldn't it?
Yeah, struggle.
All right. Well, will you be following along in the future? Maybe you can join next time too. Did you follow my what is it, TikTok there?
Yeah, I did.
Brilliant. And do you have any GitHub portfolio yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I was thinking to make it.
Yeah, sure. I think you should. And no rush, of course. Take your time. But if you ever make one, you can send it to me. I'll have a look.
Okay, sure. Are you on WhatsApp?
WhatsApp? No, not really. I think I may have it installed, but I don't really use it.
Or any of social media?
Yes. Let's see.
Instagram?
I am. Let me show my social media. So on my TikTok profile, there is the link to my website, and that has all my social media right up top. But anyway, if you are looking at the live screen, you can see it now.
Oh, yeah.
So probably, I guess, Twitter, or maybe Instagram.
Yeah, if anything, I'll just message you.
Yeah, please do. That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're a full-time programmer now?
What is it?
You're a full-time programmer now?
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
working somewhere?
Yeah, I've been programming full-time for about 9 years. I work at a company called Upstart.
Oh, great.
So here's Upstart. We were just in the news 12 hours ago. Upstart Auto named fastest growing digital retail software for auto dealerships. So Upstart is like a lending partner. So this news is particularly about our auto lending partners, but we don't only do auto. But that is like an accolade we recently obtained.
That's good. So where are you from currently?
Yeah, so currently I'm working near Washington, D.C. in the United States, in a state called Virginia. I'm originally from Texas in the Austin area.
That's great. I actually did one application for Australia for software engineering. Like for the job. So I'm just waiting for my degree to get in hand so I can go.
Oh, you'll come to the United States?
I'll go to Australia.
Ah, Australia, very cool. I would like to visit Australia. That would be fun. I've never been.
You should come to Fiji.
Man, I know. When you said you're from Fiji, I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. So I will tell my wife. That someone was on my stream today, and they said we should go to Fiji. Therefore, we need to.
Yeah, true.
I think she will be happy for any reason to go. I think.
Yeah, it's a tourist attractive country. Yeah. Quite cheap too.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing, right? The cost of living is quite affordable.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we fixed our bug.
Okay, so talk to you later.
All right, see you later. Thanks for dropping by.
Yeah.
John, what do you think of the Harvard CS50 courses? I think they are, someone commented Fiji water. That's funny. What language is this? This is TypeScript. John, why the comments in the type? Those are auto-generated. I did not put them there. But basically, they're just trying to explain what the HTML fields map to. I think it's quite obvious. I don't think I would have necessarily put these comments in, but that's the reason those are there. So what do I think of the Harvard CS50 courses? I think they're great. I do not recommend them when I'm teaching people to code and land a job. I don't recommend they take it at that time, just because I think it's so time consuming and it's so unnecessary. It's only marginally going to improve your interview skills. But once you've gotten your job, I think it's really great for sort of expanding beyond that junior scope and thinking at a higher, more abstract level. I think that's really great. Basically, at the junior level, you can often differentiate between people who are coders and people who are software, like CS students. Because the coders can't really understand the abstract patterns, and the CS students can't actually code. So I would rather you have them both, but that's a journey that can take you until your senior years. You know, that's not something you need to do before you land your first job. So don't block yourself. As much as I like the Harvard CS50, I would say don't block yourself. If you've already gotten a job, if you're, say, maybe a mid-level or a junior, even a senior, why not? It would be good at that time. Did you fix the issue? It appears so. We're about to try to commit and push, but it appears that fixed the JSX issue. Let's grab a ref to this, give them a thumbs up for helping us, or at least apparently helping us. And then we will grab a ref to this so that people can understand why this goofy segment is here. Okay, so this will be fix type issues. Fix type issues. I'm actually going to do this all in the command line so that I can view the Husky feedback. Last question in terms of architecture. Your team doesn't separate types into their own folder. Yeah, hey, that is a really good observation. We kind of do. So check it out. Black programmer, I know you're a smart guy and I've seen you here a lot. So please let me know if I explain this poorly. But basically, when you use Blitz, the types are handled behind the scenes. They're in your node modules folder, technically. That is because we are using the Prisma client. And I want to show you the Prisma schema right here. So this schema file, and then it has the definitions in here. These are database models. They're not TypeScript types yet. But Blitz will take these models, do all of the appropriate database things, and then generate the types. And the question is, if Blitz is generating the types, where is it generating them? And the answer is that they are in your node modules folder. Let's see for Blitz generator dist templates. DTS, here's some of the types. Oh gosh, it has the whole template there. Yeah, these are the types. You see this index DTS under generator? So Blitz is creating all of these types. Model generator, mutations generator. And we can scroll down. I should see something about user here. There's username. Let me see if I can get to one of my actual types. Here's sign up. For sign up, we will look for, no, I want to do like a get users query. So here we can see get current user. The parameter is session context. That's not really what I want either. We might have to generate a custom entity for this to really become clear, because these are just sort of your out-of-the-box entities, and they're sort of special. Let's see if I have time to. So Blitz handles the DTOs pretty much. Yes, exactly correct. Hi, what are you working on? This is an investment comparison application. It's an economic health app. Hey, would there be any way to contact you possibly to join one of my ventures as a coder? No thanks. I mean, if you want to pay me like a couple $100 an hour part-time, maybe. Link in my bio if you want to contact me. The bottom bar is called a shortcut bar, not the menu bar. Are you a back-end developer? I'm a full-stack developer, although in my day job, I'm basically a back-end developer, yeah. Okay, so the commit worked. Now let's do a git push. And I think let's try to create one more. Let's try to create an entity briefly. Just one entity for this application. So what is one entity that I would like for an investment comparison application? That would be the investments. So bringing it back, what are we trying to do? This is the spreadsheet, and we want to convert this spreadsheet into an application. So I will call these investments. So let's create investments, and then it will have an investment name. That's the only thing we're going to give it for now. We can give it notes as well. Investment name and notes, okay? Ooh, what broke over here? Cannot find TS just. Is it in my package JSON? Try to yarn one more time. Not sure if it just missed. Yeah, it doesn't think that it missed anything defined in the package JSON. TS just. Okay, so we'll yarn add TS just. My node version is incompatible with just util. Wow. That's brutal. I wonder if this is going to make my unit tests fail. This is Node.js, yes. Do you own Vue? Vue is an open source project. No one owns it. I'm a front-end developer. Cool. Do you use Node.js for your web server? Yes. Why don't you stream from PC? TikTok does not enable me to do that at this time. I think you have to be like a really big creator before they award you that power. So, hey, share my videos, like, comment, follow, and maybe I will get there soon. I would love nothing more. I would love nothing more than to stream from my computer, because y'all can't really see the whole screen, right? It's pretty annoying. 3D game coding language. This is not a 3D game coding language. Thank you for the likes. What wrong with running it with run button so you can use breakpoints? There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't need to debug anything at the moment. Yeah, so TS just is failing because I'm using a incompatible node version, which is crazy to me. I'll create an issue on my own repo. This is not even like my repo's issue. It's just like, for the next stream, I'll need to update my version of Node because this one doesn't, it's not compatible. Okay, so what I can do is git push -- no verify. And we'll skip the Husky hook. Cool. So we're going to try to Blitz generate. Let's see. It didn't even compile. It did compile, the unit tests would not run. And the unit tests would not run because they wanted a specific version of Node to run the unit test. But it did compile. There are apps for that as well, but you gotta pay for it. Streaming to TikTok from PC. Yeah, I mean, y'all send me the money, I'll pay for it. Have you tried mirroring your screen to your phone? There's hacky stuff like that I could do. Are you mid? What's going on here? Comments be crazy. By the way, you're able to see my whole screen if you just go to YouTube or Twitch. So my same username, John Vandeveer, check on YouTube or Twitch. Are you jungle? Sometimes I play jungle. If I'm playing League of Legends, sometimes I play jungle. Can you explain in a few words what you're working on? An economic health application. It allows you to compare ordinary financial investments to non-financial investments, such as buying healthier food, which would typically be considered a financial straight loss, but it benefits your health, right? So that's a non-financial decision, but it's still an economic trade-off. Going to the gym more, this is costing you time. Sleeping more, this is costing you time. So these are non-financial return on investments, and we need a way to compare across all of these. So that is what this application will ultimately do, although we're very, very far off at the moment. Yeah, it was a League reference unless you play Smite. Then it was a general MOBA reference. Smite is trash, so... Okay, I want to create a new model and then be done. So generate. I believe Blitz generate is the subcommand. So here's Blitz generate the model, right? And I would like to do all. So we'll say Blitz generate all. You can see model queries, mutations, and pages. It's going to generate us a ton of stuff. Muted. Yikes. That's a cool idea. Thank you very much. Please follow along, follow the page, like it, and you can see me develop this thing. Again, YouTube or Twitch if you want to see the full screen. So we're going to Blitz generate all, and then we're going to name the model. And this is going to be, we're going to call it investments for now. Blitz generate all investments. I think I should leave the S off. Let's double check. It has some boilerplate. I think it might be on the index page. Let's check the index page. Generate. Yeah, so they give you an example. Blitz generate all project. So it's singular form of the verb. So Blitz generate all investment. Thank you for the follow. Glad to see you here. Do you want to run Prisma Migrate Dev to update your database? Yes, we do. Y'all, next, so we're using the SQLite, which is an in-memory data store that comes out of the box. Next stream, we're going to be upgrading to a remote Postgres. So definitely be here for that. Enter a name for the new migration, init investment. Did you ever go to school for coding? No. What? That's wrong. What do you mean that's wrong? Which is harder, front end or back end? In my opinion, back end is harder. Hi, came from TikTok. Great to see you. Romanoro, if I said that correctly, Romanoro. I think back end is harder because the mental model is foreign to a non-technical person. Everyone knows how a website works. On the front end, they know what that picture looks like. You click the buttons, you scroll around. People don't have a good concept of microservices or GraphQL queries or federated federated roles and federated roles, federated users and roles and authentication, federated authentication. Clouds, like what does cloud do? Cloud infrastructure. This is like very foreign. Would you recommend learning coding on your own or in school? Depends on the person. There are surveys you can do. You can take the grit scale. You can take an IQ test. If your grit is over 4 on a scale of 5, like 4 out of 5 or 8 out of 10, if your grit's over that mark, and if your IQ is over, say, 130, then you can totally do it on your own. But there's still a bunch of caveats. Like, one thing is learning to code, the other is convincing the employer that you know what you're doing, and they're going to operate off of signals, including credentials, including a degree. There are other credentials. You can get certificates, certifications, references, portfolio. Please see the link in my bio. Let's just set up a call. Do you own React? Depends what we mean by own. I own when I'm coding in React, but I don't own an open source library. Sup, mate, just finished coding for today. Head is blowing off. You still have those difficulties. Every day, my friend. Every day. Okay, so we've created, and look at all the files it created for us. Hey, Black Programmer, are you still here? We created all of this stuff. Usually learning how to code is better when you practice by yourself and asking yourself questions, trying to find the answer on how to do that. Maybe. I think the research shows that project-based learning is the way to go. For many people, they're going to ask themselves a lot of questions as they learn with a project. But I would say give yourself a tangible goal, and one that's not making another like tic-tac-toe game. Make like a useful tool. And also social learning, collaborative learning. Like there's research on this stuff. We don't need to speculate. Bruh, hi. All right. What's up, Coconut Bar? What's going on? So glad I have these difficulties. It literally means I'm learning. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we have got these changes. And now I would just like to blitz dev. And I should be able to, blitz dev. And I should be able to create a new investment. Although at the moment, the only properties of that investment will be, dadgummit, I did this wrong, didn't I? Let's go check the schema. I didn't give it any properties. Okay, we're gonna undo this. We're gonna undo this. Discard all of that. Sorry, y'all, I got distracted. Too many things at once. I really should be logging off here soon. All right, that's terminal is stuck, so we'll trash it. Open up a new one. We're going to Kahneman. We're in Bash, perfect. I would like to blitz generate all investment. Now what I need to do is actually give it the properties, which I failed to do earlier. Right, so we reference to the index page as an example. Name string. And so what we like to do, we like to give it a name string and also a notes string. Let's see if we can, let's leave it at that. That's fine. This edits file, I would like to delete. Okay. Cool. What language is used to write the backend? TypeScript. If they want to learn coding by their own, where should they start? Two places. One is Free Code Camp. That is the free option. Please delete the directory or restore the migration file. Yeah, I'm going to delete. We need to delete the migration. Init investments, we need to delete that one. Try this all again, see if it breaks again. Run on the database, yes. Reset, all data will be lost, that is fine. So it's gonna wipe out our user, we'll have to init investments. We'll have to create a new user, that's just fine. Okay, so that's all good to go. What is Blitz? Blitz is a framework on top of Next.js, on top of React. So it is a full stack web development framework. Check out Blitz.js.com. If you're familiar with Rails, it's like a better Rails. If you're familiar with Laravel, it's like a better Laravel. So where to start coding for free would be Free Code Camp, or check the link in my bio for the Latterly curriculum, Latterly slides on GitHub. If you have some money to spend, then you would want to look at Codecademy Pro, the front-end path. I just always recommend, book a call with me if I'm going too fast, like John, you were talking too fast. Just book a call with me and I'll just talk to you about it. We're going to be wrapping up the stream soon. Please do follow and like. So you have the structure of Next.js, yes. So you can see that we have the application folder, a DB folder, and a pages folder, a public folder, a test folder. And then we have like the dot folders for Husky, SWC, VS Code. So this is a standard structure for a Next application. Maybe the integrations and mailers thing, maybe I don't really usually see those in Next. Someone recommended try some free courses on YouTube. I do not recommend this. You want something that an employer is going to recognize when you go to apply. So instead of YouTube courses, try Free Code Camp, which is actually a recognized brand. You'll obviously want to make a GitHub portfolio and then pass some LinkedIn skill assessments, and then you will be ready to start applying. Okay, so we created the investment. Now I would like to blitz dev. We're going to go ahead and stage these investment artifacts. Okay, refresh the page here. Sorry, I made your GitHub followers go from 69 to 70. No problem. No problem. How often do you take a break while coding? I think like normally I take a break every hour. So I've been going on quite long here. I actually, when I stream, I take fewer breaks than during my day job. And that's because while streaming, it just causes your stream performance to be poor if you, first of all, just leave in the middle of a stream. But also TikTok does things like you will accumulate likes, and as you accumulate likes, it will send it out to more and more people. And if I pause, if I shut the thing down, then I have to start all over again. I really want to go live. Can people follow me? What are you going to be doing? Okay, I'll follow you. Sure, I followed you. Realize eyes, I followed you. Don't take my follow in vain. Do something awesome with it. And then TikTok just automatically exited. I don't understand why it does that on occasion. I don't understand why it does that. Maybe it has like a max time of an hour and a half of a stream. All right, well, anyway, let's wrap the stream up from a non-TikTok point of view. Okay, so we sign up. We're going to need to sign up again. I can use the same email because the system will not have recognized it as already being used. Foo bar 1 2 3 exclamation. Okay, so we're signed up. Now I would like to. I don't want to go to projects. I want to go to investments. So I manually manipulated the URL because I did not put a link in, and no link is like Blitz does not automatically insert a link here. And you wouldn't want it to, right? Because this is only a placeholder page. When I really design my landing page, I don't want Blitz just like shoving things in there. Maybe there could be some unique component that's like a Blitz menu, and that thing gets populated. That's actually a really cool idea. Let me create that as a feature idea. So this would be a feature request as a Blitz menu. This would be normally when we create a new model, I don't want Blitz to insert links into my CRUD flow. I request a special component such as a Blitz menu component, which is an exception to this rule. This could be useful, for example, as a documentation component, audit tool, admin tool, or admin tool. And also a admin tool. So the default page could ship with a menu, with a, yeah. Perhaps contingent on some like invar cool. It's just like a goodbye. It's a bit late for me, almost 4 a.m. Just wanted to say goodnight. Don't stay out too late. Thanks for being here. Great to see you. I'll be wrapping up here quite shortly. So we have this, and we have manually visited the investments page. So now let's create an investment. The name will be new thingy, and it's considered to be invalid. Why? Because it does not have notes. Because it does not have notes. This is like an old Blitz issue. All right, let's create it anyway. So this would be enhanced. This would be enhanced UI code gen. When I generate a model, I think this issue already exists somewhere. Let me search. Move CLI extension to. I'll just create the issue and they can close it as a duplicate if they want to. When I generate a model, have the UI form be more intelligently created. This is to save developer time. Cool. Made a bunch of issues for them, and I think we'll pause there. Basically, what I would need to do is go to this new page. Dang, I really just want to go ahead and do it. All right, we've come this far. Let's just do it. So investments, components, investment form, there should be a create. Here, we'll create another one. This is called note. The label is notes. The placeholder is optionally enter notes here. Okay. Got the Webpack dev server that instantly refreshed. Optionally enter notes here. The error didn't wipe, which was weird. So we'll call this new thingy, and then let's leave notes blank and see if that works. It worked. Let's delete it. New thingy. I have notes. It worked. List of investments, new thingy shows up. All right, so now we've basically showed that all the base use cases of Blitz are working in the alpha. So tune in next time. We will add a remote Postgres server, probably with Supabase, maybe not, but probably. And then we'll actually get to building something substantive in the next few episodes.